Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Pepsi Stadium, here on the campus of North Greenville University, where Christ makes the difference. For today's regular season matchup, is the Trojans of Mount Olive College and your North Greenville Crusaders. Will all senior parents please make your way down to the field, because it is senior night. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to direct your attention to midfield for our Senior Day presentation. Today we'll be honoring 6 seniors from the 2016 Crusaders. This will be the last home game these individuals will play in Pepsi Stadium as a Crusader, and their time and impact on the university is greatly appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your 2016 seniors. Our first senior, number 9, Drew Carlson. Drew is a sports management major who plans on working in the sport profession after he graduates. Drew's favorite Bible verse is 1 Corinthians 9:24. Do you not know that those who run in the race all run, but only one receives the prize? Run in such a way that you may win the prize. His favorite memory from his time at North Greenville is scoring his first collegiate goal against Brevard his junior year. Ladies and gentlemen, Drew Carlson. Our next senior, from the Netherlands, number 27, Shores Van Eck. Shores is an accounting major, planning to work in New York City after he graduates. His favorite Bible verse is Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be trembled or dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. His favorite memory from his time at North Greenville is starting his first collegiate game in an overtime win versus Brevard. Ladies and gentlemen, Shores Van Eck. Our next senior, number 13, Luke Jones. Luke is a biology major with a minor in chemistry. He plans on attending Presbyterian College of Pharmacy after he graduates. Luke's favorite Bible verse is Colossians 3:23. Whatever you do, do it heartily, as unto the Lord, rather than man. His favorite memory from his time at North Greenville is scoring up a header to give his team the lead. Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Jones. Our next senior, number 6, Jonathan Lynn. Johnny is a health science major, planning to attend graduate school for physical therapy. Johnny's favorite Bible verse is Ephesians 2:4-5. But God, being rich in mercy, because of his great love with which he loved us, even when we were dead in our transgressions. His favorite memory from his time at North Greenville is scoring 3 goals in his first 2 collegiate games his freshman year. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Lynn. Our next senior, number 11, Juan Carlos Regalado. Juan is an international business major with a minor in economics and Spanish. He plans on attending graduate school wherever the Lord leads him after graduation. Juan's favorite Bible verse is Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not tremble or be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. His favorite memory from his time at North Greenville is getting to Meg Lewis at practice and all the time spent playing soccer. Ladies and gentlemen, Juan Carlos Regalado. Our last senior, number 10, Joel Johnson. Joel is a health science major. He plans on getting married in June to his fiancée, Riley Marks, and then attending school of biblical training, after which he will attend graduate school to become a physical therapist. Joel's favorite Bible verse is Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am the Lord your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. His favorite memory from his time at North Greenville is scoring his first home game against the 3rd-ranked team in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, Joel Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, for the final time, your class of 2016 seniors. And now it's time for the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Trojans. In goal, number 0, Bernardo Majai. At forward, number 4, Trevor Knight. At midfield, number 6, Travis Jones. At forward, number 9, Jonathan Alexanderson. At defense, number 11, Kenneth Gilman. At midfield, number 19, Dakota Castle. At defense, number 20, McLaney Garrett. At defense, number 25, Anton Lude. At defense, number 26, Grant Coneybear. At midfield, number 28, Louis Zuberas. At defense, number 29, Mateus Oliveira. The Trojans are coached by Sean Brennan, assisted by Jordan Jeromo. And now, the starting lineups for your North Greenville Crusaders. In goal, a sophomore from Junin, Argentina, number 1, Mateo Barzola. At defense, a sophomore from Peachtree City, Georgia, number 3, Sam Robertson. At midfield, a sophomore from Dedito, Guam, number 4, Marlon Evans. At forward, a senior from Highborn, North Carolina, number 6, Jonathan Lynn. At forward, a senior from Charlotte, North Carolina, number 9, Drew Carlson. At forward, a senior from Greenville, South Carolina, number 10, Joel Johnson. At defense, a senior from Tarpon Springs, Florida, number 11, Juan Carlos Regalado. At midfield, a junior from Belton, South Carolina, number 13, Luke Jones. At defense, a sophomore from Gastonia, North Carolina, number 19, Jake Quinn. At forward, a senior from Oslo, Netherlands, number 27, Shores Von Eck. And at forward, a freshman from Seneca, South Carolina, number 31, Gus Johnson. Crusaders are coached by Bill Martin in his first season at North Greenville. At this time, we ask that you please rise to the invocation and remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Let us pray. Dearly Father, we come before you today and we thank you for the great fall weather that you have blessed us with. Lord, please protect the competitors in today's contest and keep them free of injury. We love you and we praise you as our King. In your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Good afternoon and welcome back to the North Greenville Sports Network broadcast. Today, Saturday, October the 15th, 2016. Tonight we have men's soccer. Tonight, the Trojans from Mount Olive comes to Tigerville, South Carolina, here to Pepsi Stadium to play against your North Greenville Crusaders. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Dave Parson, along with Will Cahaley and Alan Cahaley on the camera. We're proud to bring you men's soccer tonight. Should be a really good game tonight. Both men teams bring in a record of 1-8-1. Mount Olive has a conference record of 1-5, and the North Greenville men have a record of 0-7-1 in the conference. Last time out for the Trojans, on October the 8th, they had a win at 5-3, and on 10-12, their game against Coker was canceled, we assume because of weather. On the Crusaders side, the men last time out had a loss of 4-0. Both teams are on the field and we're playing. North Greenville with the ball. Over to the far side now. Bringing the ball up. Good sliding kick over to the near side. Number 3, Sam Robertson. Good block by number 4, Trevor Knight. And another good block by the Crusaders. Ball back to the front of the net. And quickly a goal. Trevor Knight is celebrating on the far side. We assume that goal was from him. And quickly it's 1-0. Mateo Barzola in the net for North Greenville. Looked like he had absolutely no time to react. Quick shot. Once again, we're at play in midfield. North Greenville with the face-off win, and now have the ball in the attack zone and quickly turn it over to Mount Olive. Mount Olive bringing it up on the far side now. Sends the ball back, trying to set something up. With a 5-3 win last time Mount Olive played, shows that they have the ability to get those goals. Now the ball stolen away on the far side by the Crusaders. 1-on-3, looking for some help, and ball quickly taken away. Mount Olive bringing the ball up on the far side now. Setting it up in the center. Mount Olive in all black. North Greenville in their home white shirts with black shorts. Ball now sent back to the goalkeeper. Attack by the Mount Olive, quickly blocked out of bounds, and the ball turned back over to North Greenville. Barzolo now with the kick. Midfield, blocked both ways, finally ends up with Mount Olive. Side referee calling an offside, giving North Greenville a free kick. Barzolo sends it over to the far side and back to Barzolo again. Now over to the near side. Long kick out of bounds. Side throw in for the Trojans. Long throw in into the attack zone. Trevor Knight chasing the ball down now. Quickly picked up by the Crusaders. Sends it back. Long kick down the field. Trying to set something up. Nothing going there. Quick turnover in midfield. And the Crusaders have the ball heading into the attack zone. Ball quickly turned over again to the Trojans as they send it back out into midfield. Good footwork at midfield. Number 31, Gus Johnson, sends the ball down to number 9, Drew Carlson, in the corner trying to find somebody open. He finds Gus Johnson, who promptly kicks it out of bounds. It's going to be a free kick. Believe their goaltender to be Bernardo Mejia, freshman. Now Mount Olive back into the attack zone. 2 players chasing it quickly. And a good defensive play, kicking it out of bounds. Juan Carlos Regalado on the defense for the Crusaders. Gives a free throw in on the far side to the Trojans. Trojans in no hurry. Throw in right to the front of the net and headed back out by the Crusaders over the head of one of the Mount Olive players and quickly taken away by the Crusaders, headed downfield. Referee blows the whistle, calls a foul on Mount Olive, giving the Crusaders a free kick. Long kick to the front of the net, headed up and quickly out of bounds, far right of the net. Mejia with the free kick, dressed in all yellow tonight. Sends the ball over to the far side. Trojans bring it up. Heading into midfield. Good defense by the Crusaders. Mount Olive gets through the defense. And once again, we have an offside. I believe that was called on Trevor Knight again. And North Greenville with the kick. Back to Barzola. He kicks it over to number 31, Gus Johnson. Back to Barzola again. Now he goes to the right side. Number 19, Jake Quinn. Back to Barzola again. Out to the near side. Kept in bounds. And sent up into the attack zone. 2 players after the ball. Trojan player falls down. Goalkeeper will have a free kick for Mount Olive.
Entering the game for your Crusaders is number 16, Matthew Woodington. Number 17,
Matt Woodington coming in for the Crusaders, and Casey Brady for the Crusaders coming in now. Coach Martin trying to keep some fresh legs in there for the Crusaders. Tough to start the game in a hole for the Crusaders. Plenty of time to play though. Mount Olive trying to set something up in midfield. Back over to number 20, McLean Garrett. Long kick down in the attack zone. Back to Trevor Knight. Fakes the shot, sends it back. Sends it over to Travis Jones. Back to Knight. Back to Jones. Now over to Garrett. Jones kicks it deep, but picked up by Barzola before it goes out of bounds. He's directing traffic now, and a long kick over past the midfield line into the back of one of the Mount Olive players, and Mount Olive quickly takes the ball back. Now trying to set something up. Playing forward for the Trojans, number 9, Jonathan Alexandersson. He's from Akero, Sweden. Long kick now into the attack zone. Barzola will stop the ball. Send it back out. Jake Quinn sends it back over to Johnson. Johnson back to Robertson. Trojans attempting to get something set up, and Barzola sends it deep. Once again an offside. Gives the ball back to North Greenville with a quick kick. The Crusaders trying to set something up now in midfield. Number 16, Woodington, sending the ball down to 27. Sorsbenek. And the ball is kicked out of bounds. And they're going to award the Crusaders with a corner kick. And it's quickly kicked in. Another kick toward the net is blocked and kicked back out. Crusaders tracking it down, number 17, Luis Molina. Long kick down to the end zone, out of bounds again. This time it'll be given back to Mount Olive with a free kick. Now we're back underway again. The ball on the far side. Trojans slowly bringing it up. A little overcast day today here in Tigerville, South Carolina. We appreciate you joining us on the North Greenville Sports Network. Now the ball sent into the attack zone, taken away by the Crusaders and sent back to Barzola, who quickly kicks it back out to one of the Crusaders. Sends it back over. That's Johnson, sends it back to midfield, and Mount Olive takes over. Mount Olive setting it up now. Sends it back over here to Garrett. Mount Olive now tries the far side. Once again, just happy to be right in the midfield area. They're not really heading toward the attack zone. A little passing back and forth. Ball now back over to Garrett. He kicks it back to midfield again. Long kick down into the attack zone, and Barzola jumps and grabs the ball. Quickly sends it back out to one of the Crusaders. He's tripped at midfield, but no call. The Trojans send it up again to Trevor Knight, who's complaining about the ball being taken away. No call again. Here comes number 21, Casey Brady for the Crusaders, bringing the ball up midfield now. Brady looks to his right, passes the ball into the attack zone. Quick kick down the front to number 17, and he missed the play just by inches, Luis Molina, and the ball was picked up quickly by the goaltender. Mejia sends it out to the left side. Now back into the midfield. Garrett with the ball, sends it back. He's pressured by number 27, George Van Eck. Ball sent into the attack zone, but quickly turned over to the Crusaders. Now they're working toward the attack zone. The ball now goes back to the Trojans. They'll pass the ball back and forth until they can get something set up. Ball on the far side now. Long kick down. Knight trying to get to the ball. Barzolo kicks it away from him over to the North Greenville team. Sam Robertson kicks the ball deep down to the middle. Doesn't reach his man. Finally picked up by the Crusaders and sent forth. Matthew Whittington with the ball, trying to find something. Kick toward the goal. And Mejia, quick stop. Long kick to midfield now. Again, a Mount Olive kick. Mount Olive trying to get the ball back now. Good footwork on both teams. North Greenville finally come up with the ball. Marlon Evans sends the ball downfield. Again, fighting for the ball. Sends over the corner for the Crusaders. Jonathan Lynn trying to track it down, finally does. Turns it over to Mount Olive. He'll kick it back, but not out of the attack zone. Ball sent to the center, and again, a good defensive block by the Trojans. Ball to midfield now. Try to set this back up again. Sam Robertson with the ball. Sends it back. Now Johnson sends it back to Bartolo and over to the right side. Long kick down into the attack zone. Headed back out by Mount Olive. And the ball is kicked back to the goalkeeper. He sends the ball up to his defenseman, sending it forward. Ball on the far side now. Again, the Trojans in no hurry. Sends the ball deep into the attack zone. Robertson again kicks it back over. I believe they called an offside once again. Barzolo sends it over to his right side. Back over to Johnson now. Johnson back to Barzolo. He'll try the right side, see if they can get anything set up. Sends it down into the attack zone, a little past his receiver. Mejia watches it roll out of bounds and gets a free kick. Now the Trojans send the ball back up. Bring it out of the attack zone, trying to set something up. Good defensive block and takeaway. That from Luis Molina. He gets the ball over to Brady. Brady's trying to get it through, finally does. Over to Evans. Evans gives to Lynn, and Lynn tries to send it through, finally does. Evans again with the ball, sending it in, back to Evans. Sliding kick, and nothing to it. Picked up quickly by Mejia. Mount Olive again, trying to set something up in midfield. Mount Olive happy with 6 players at midfield trying to set up a play. Finally get the ball down into the attack zone on the far side. Quick kick forward, and it was just kicked out of bounds. This is going to give Mount Olive a corner kick. Dakota Casale in the corner, kicks it to the front of the net, headed back out. I believe that was by Trevor Knight. And the referee blows the whistle again, and once again turns the ball over to Greenville. North Greenville with the ball on the far side now with the free kick. Kick is back to Barzola. Barzola looking to see what can be set up. Kicks it deep over the head of his receiver. Mount Olive kicking it back. And the referee calling an interference call. Giving the ball back to Mount Olive with a free kick. They send it over to the far side. Kick trying to get into the offensive zone again. North Greenville there once again. Good defensive work, leg work. North Greenville looking to send it forward. Molina kicks it over finally to Evans. Evans sends the ball in to the corner. And Mejia will stop it before it goes out of bounds.
Come on, Matthew. Come on, Matthew. Lead through the work. Matthew, drop inside. Drop in.
Once again, Mount Olive with that 6-man setup. 2-3-1. Look to it here at midfield. Finally gets the ball over to the far side. Has a player there. Defense setting up. No chance for a kick. Finally gets a kick. And it hits the side of the pole and is kicked in on the rebound. Unbelievable goal. Barzolo thought it was going to go left of the goal, and it hit the post and came back out.
Goal by number 9, Jonathan Alexanderson.
Alexanderson with the goal, number 9. Very fortunate play for Mount Olive. Barzolo questioning himself now, thinking that ball was wide left, and it wasn't. It was right off the post, right to the defender, or the Mount Olive player coming in. Had a wide open net on the rebound. Trojans now leading 2-0 at the 24-21 mark in this first half. Once again, North Greenville gets a free kick on a penalty call, a holding call. Johnson sends the ball in, finally to the right side. And kicked off of a North Greenville player out of bounds. Maybe a Mount Olive throw in. He sends the ball back for the defense. Again, they're going to set up that 2-3-1 defense here at midfield. Now with the 2-goal lead, Mount Olive in no hurry. Ball finally sent into the corner to Mount Olive and quickly taken away by North Greenville and kicked out by Mount Olive. North Greenville with the side throw in.
Now entering the game for your Crusaders, number 28, Sebastian Marmolejo.
Sebastian Marmolejo in for North Greenville. Back in on defense. Quick throw in now. Number 21, Brady with the ball. Turns it back over to Mount Mount Olive quickly trying to bring it up the far side. Decides to send it back and set it back up again. Nothing there. It's going to send it back again. Over to Garrett. And Garrett sends it back. Now they'll try the far side. Oh, long kick up front was unfortunately out of bounds. And it's going to give the ball to North Greenville. Quick throw in now. Evans with the ball. Has it quickly taken away. Back over to Trevor Knight. He kicks it back to his defenseman. And they'll set up at midfield again. Ball sent up quickly. Nothing there, sent back. Good footwork. Good footwork by the Trojans. Sending the ball in. And Barzolo gets the ball. And fortunately, his player jumps over him. Avoids running into Barzolo. Long kick by Barzolo now right to midfield. Double header on the ball. One from each team. And Mount Olive comes up with the ball. Sends it over to Dakota Castell. He sends it back to Garrett, back to the center. Mount Olive seems to try the left side and then the right side and then back to the left side again. Looking for that setup. Trying to wear down the defense. Now the ball is taken away briefly by number 21 of the Crusaders, Brady. Long kick into the attack zone, over the head of the receiver, and out of bounds. Throw in by North Greenville. Ball is in, forward and backwards. Trevor Knight playing defense back there, chasing the ball. North Greenville finally gets it up over midfield. Molina has the ball taken away. Mount Olive has a setup in front. Kick across, missed the receiver. Mount Olive again trying to set something up in the attack zone. Good fake around the North Greenville player, and Barzolo right there to take the ball. Barzolo sends the ball in now. Brady brings it forward, kicks it to the right side. Back to Brady. Brady looking for somebody. Finally gets it over to Evans. Evans kicks it deep on this side and almost taken away by Mount Olive. Good footwork again down in the attack zone. North Greenville trying to get something set up, at least get a shot on goal. Number 21 does take the shot on goal, but right to Mejia, who jumps right on the ball. Once again, Mount Olive Trojans up 2-0. Just under 19 minutes to go in the first half. Mount Olive now setting up in the midfield at a 2-2-2. A quick kick down into the attack zone. Finds a player, gives a shot, and Barzolo quickly there with his leg kicks it out of bounds. We're going to set up for a Mount Olive corner kick again. Mount Olive setting up with 3 players in front of the net. And now they swing around. Kick out of bounds by one of the Mount Olive Trojans. Going to give Barzolo a free kick now. He'll come back into the box. And he'll tee the ball up in the corner. Long kick back to midfield now. Header. And it goes out of bounds. And they say it's a Crusader ball. Quick throw in again. Crusader knocked down on the far side. Referee calls a foul and gives North Greenville a free kick on the far side at midfield. Crusaders waiting for the setup down in the attack zone now. Have 5 players now. The 6th player joins them in the attack area. Long kick in, misses everybody. Finally headed by the Trojans and kicked to the near side, out of bounds. Robertson will throw the ball in now on the near side. Finally gets it in. And quickly taken away by Mount Olive. They'll send the ball down deep, and Barzolo kicks it back into the North Greenville attack zone, headed back up to midfield. Another header, and the ball goes to the far side. The ball is kicked and kept in bounds back in the Greenville attack area. Penalty call on Mount Olive is going to give Crusaders another kick just to the top area on the far side, top area of the attack zone. Referee calls for play to resume. Long kick to the front of the goal. Headed away by Mejia. And Mejia tracks the ball down. Crusaders tried to get one header back into the goal, but nothing going. Now the Trojans will bring the ball up back in the midfield area. Trojans must have a set play in the midfield area with those 6 players. Seems like the same 6 each time they get the ball in midfield. And they're happy just passing the ball back and forth until they can get something set up to go deep in the attack zone. And there's the shot deep in the attack zone. Tried to find one of the Mount Olive players and missed him. Picked up again by Robertson. Now Evans with the ball. Sending it over to the far side. Back to Evans. Brings the ball up in the middle. Long kick down into the attack zone. Robertson tracks it down, but the defender's right there. And it kept in bounds. And now Mount Olive brings the ball back out, and they go deep. And Barzolo is waiting on the ball. Finally kicks it over to his player on the far side. And the Crusaders will set it back up again. Trevor Knight with an attempt. It was blocked, and Barzolo does pick up the ball. Sends it back out quickly to the Crusaders on the far side. Back up to midfield now. Ball sent toward the attack zone. Finally, no, didn't quite get it in the attack zone yet. Evans with the ball, sends it down deep. Nobody there but Mejia. Mejia grabs the ball. Mejia sends the ball back into play. And the Trojans will set up that midfield offense once again. A lot of passing the ball back and forth, killing a lot of clock. Just under 13 minutes to go in the half now. Absolutely no pressure by the Crusaders. Now one finally comes in, They pass the ball back out again, and they're content to just be in the midfield area. Ball finally gets up to Knight. Knight brings it across, sends it deep for another player. Crusaders player there on defense, but could not take it away. Finally, the Crusaders get the ball, and it's quickly taken away by Mount Olive, and sends back to North Greenville again. Referee calling a foul once again on the far side. North Greenville with the ball. Bringing it up the far side now. Sends it back. Well, they can try to set something up. Johnson with the ball, sends it down deep. No one there, and they're going to let the ball go out of bounds on the end line, giving Mejia a free kick.
Entering the game for your Crusaders is number 7, Vitor Tarpinian. And entering the game for the Trojans is number 5.
Tarpinian now coming in for the Crusaders.
And number 32, Anthony Wren.
Mejia waiting on the official to call play and finally gets the ball started. Once again, the Trojans will bring the ball up into the midfield area and play that kick and catch. Good defense that time by the Crusaders, knocking it out of bounds. That stopped that deep kick that they usually come up with at midfield. Now they're going to set up the midfield play again. See if you can get that long kick down in the attack zone. Nothing going yet. Good footwork by the Crusaders, takes the ball away, and a long kick deep. Van Eck chases the ball down, stops it, kicks it back to the front of the net, and a Trojan there to kick it out of the way. They quickly turn it back over. Well, they didn't turn it over. It was off a North Greenville player out of bounds. There'll be a side throw in by the Trojans. Throw in is headed over to midfield now. Evans again with the ball. Brings it up to midfield, sends it over to the far right. Back to Evans at midfield. Sends it down into the attack zone, and again taken away by the Trojans. Trojans trying to set up that midfield again. This time getting a little more pressure from North Greenville. Now they're backing off a little and giving the Trojans more green to work with. There's the long kick into the attack zone. Good defense again by the Crusaders. High kick is out of bounds. And once again, the Trojans will have a side throw in. This time, Garrett will throw the ball in. Goes to the Knight in the middle. Knight still with the ball. Finally sends it back. Gets it back to Travis Jones. North Greenville again with good defense in front of the net. And a shot on goal is taken by Barzola. Keeping the score of the game, Trojans 2, Crusaders 0. And we're just now at the 8:30 mark in the first half. Good footwork once again on the far side. Crusaders finally get the ball out to midfield. Evans looking to set it up, finally sends it forward, gets it in the attack zone. Ball sent in, promptly kicked out of bounds by the Trojans. Crusaders with the side throw in. Robertson will throw the ball in. Referee's calling for substitutions.
Crusaders is number 12.
Number 12, Quist Inman.
And
number 32, James Segovia.
James Segovia. Coming into the game for the Trojans, number 15, Andrew Yarnell.
Also, Garnell is in for the Trojans now. It's a 7.5 minute mark. Trying to get some fresh legs in the game. Quick throw in. Taken away briefly by the Trojans, but kicked out of bounds by North Greenville. And it'll give Mejia a free kick. Ball now into the Trojans on the far side. A little more pressure now by the Crusaders. Can't get the ball out of the attack zone into the midfield. Now long kick down in the attack zone. And Barzola tries to kick it and kicks it off of a Mount Olive player, and it goes in the net. Barzola kicked the ball, but he also kicked one of his own players, and the ball came off of a Mount Olive player, and Barzola was well out of the net zone, and the ball just rolled right in the center of the net. Now 3-0. That's two very fortunate goals for the Trojans. The clock stopped now at 6:32. Crusaders now find themselves in an even deeper hole. Still a lot of soccer to go. Still have the second half. But I suspect now the Trojans are going to try to burn this 6:32 off the clock pretty quick. Referee calls for play. And the Crusaders send the ball back into their zone. Good footwork again. Finally gets the ball up into the attack zone. Robertson with the ball. Has it blocked. The referee made the call. Greenville ball. Oh, a handball. Okay. Referee says a handball, so Greenville will get a free kick over on the near side. Molina with the kick. Setting the ball up. Referee calls for play. Mejia moving in the net. Ball is high, and Mejia jumps and grabs the ball. That ball was curving toward the net. Mejia is still perfect on the night. Long kick into the attack zone. Referee makes a call again. And I believe it's another offside. Crusaders with the ball. Barzola sends it back over to the center field area. Ball back to Evans at midfield. Evans sends it forward. Ball tries to get into the attack zone, and once again Mount Olive is there with defense. And they take the ball away. High ball now headed in and knocked out of bounds. It's going to be a Crusader ball. Robertson quickly throwing it in. Trojans trying to take the ball away. The referee is calling a penalty here. I believe he called timeout on the field, officials timeout. And the ball is going to go back to the Trojans. Now the ball quickly kicked in, tried to get it to Knight, headed back out by North Greenville. They'll bring the ball across midfield. Brady sends the ball back over to the right, back to Evans now in the middle. He'll send the ball forward. Brady gets knocked down. The official says it's going to be a free kick for the Crusaders. Mejia calling out signals from the net area. Referee says play. Brady kicks the ball toward the net and just left. Mejia watches it go out of bounds. It'll be a free kick for Mejia. Long kick right up to midfield, headed back by North Greenville. Headed out of bounds by the Trojans, and it'll be a Crusader throw-in. Robertson with the ball now, looking for the right player. Sends the ball in, and the kick is off of a Trojan player, headed back. Collision at the left side in the box. Make sure everyone's okay here. Referee sending everybody away, saying keep the clock running. We're going to keep playing. Ball right at midfield. Headed again. Still header. Finally picked up by the Crusaders. Quickly turned back over to the Trojans again. Now the Trojans on the far side heading toward their attack zone. Quickly defended back out. Good defense by the Crusaders. Finally get the ball settled down. Send the ball forward. Back to one of the Trojans, and he'll send it back. And finally Knight has the ball in the middle. Kicks it forward. Good defense, keeping it away from the breakaway. Back over to Robertson. Sends it forward. Ball is loose at midfield. Finally picked up by the Trojans. Garrett is tripped up, and a penalty called on one of the Crusaders, giving the Trojans a free kick. Nikolai Lotov now with the free kick. Kicks it, curving left. Knight finally tracks it down. Knight with the ball. Sends it over to the left side.
1 minute remaining.
Oh, the ball is, I believe it came off of one of the North Greenville players and ends up in the net. I believe it ricocheted off of one of the Greenville players. Either way, it's going to count as a goal at 58 seconds left in the first half, giving the Trojans a 4-1 lead now, or 4-0 lead, excuse me. We knew they were capable of scoring these goals. They had 5 the last time out. So they've got some scorers on that team. Crusaders trying to keep the ball. They do. Over to Robertson. Brings it forward now. Robertson still with the ball. Kicks it toward the corner. And out of bounds. And they're going to give Greenville a corner kick with 30 seconds to go. Trying to set up something quick. And here's the kick to the front of the net. Headed, but the wrong direction. Crusaders with the ball. Send it back up to the middle. Kick is way high over the net by Gus Johnson.
10, 9, 8,
and we're going to come
7,
to the end of the
6,
first half.
5, 4,
Mejia just
3,
watching the clock go
2,
down.
1.
And Mejia just kicks the ball over to the official. And we're at halftime. University of Mount Olive Trojans 4, North Greenville Crusaders 0. Been an interesting first half. We thought this game would be more evenly matched, but it seems to be all Mount Olive right now. North Greenville with 4 shots, 3 of them on goal. Mount Olive with 9 shots, 8 on goal. And obviously 4 goals. Goals by Trevor Knight, Jonathan Alexanders, Andrew Yarnell, and Anthony Wren for the Trojans. Mount Olive with the 4 shots, 4 players with 1 each. We'll take a short break at halftime now, and we'll bring it back here to the North Greenville Sports Network in just a little while. This is the North Greenville Sports Network. Thank you. Welcome back to the North Greenville Sports Network. I'm Dave Parson along with Alan Cahaley and Will Cahaley, bringing you men's soccer action this afternoon. The lights are on here at Pepsi Stadium in Tigerville. Have a nice crowd across the way. Overcast skies, light breeze out of the east, and occasionally it just dies to 0. Temperature is 71 degrees now. We welcome you back to second half action. Just a brief update. The Crusaders went to Tusculum this afternoon to play football and came away with a victory, 31-7. Was a good victory for the Crusaders. Once again, we thank you for joining us on the North Greenville Sports Network. Just a reminder that we will be with you Wednesday at 7 p.m. at Hayes Gymnasium for women's volleyball. Be happy to bring you that broadcast. Please tell your friends, tune us in on the internet, or come out to Hayes Gymnasium and watch the action in person. We'd love to see you there. If you get out to the games, give us a shout. We're always here in the broadcast booth. Glad to visit with you. And we're ready to go with the final 45 seconds. 45 minutes in the last half. Seems like 45 seconds with the 4-0 score. North Greenville on defense, kicking the ball out of bounds. Got to give Mount Olive a side throw in. Kenneth Gilliam throws the ball in now. Again, North Greenville with good defense, good footwork. And the official calling a penalty again, giving a free kick to North Greenville. Sent back to Barzola. Kicks it over to the far side now. See if the Crusaders can bring it up. Gets the ball up to midfield. And we have another call. Greenville player went down. Called a penalty again on Mount Olive. Long kick now into the attack zone. Good header by North Greenville. Ball is kicked out of bounds. Bench was wanting a call on that last play. No call. Throw in by the Crusaders now. With the ball in front. Nobody there. Trojans now bring the ball up midfield. Have a player on the far side now, bringing the ball up into the attack zone. See if North Greenville can set up their defense. They do. Kick the ball out of the attack zone, but right back to the Trojans. Trojans with the ball now, setting up at midfield once again. This time a little more defense from North Greenville. First half there wasn't much defense there at midfield. Referee's calling offside again on Mount Olive. Had several offsides called tonight. Brady with the ball at midfield now. Gets the ball up to Lind. Tries to send it through, nothing there. Good block. Crusaders setting back up at midfield again. Long kick into the attack zone. Headed up, but not out of bounds. North Greenville with the ball again. Evans now kicks it through. Lind gets it blocked. Brady now sends it over to the left side. Back to Brady again. Has to track it down. Gets it over to Quinn. Quinn sends it up to the right side and a little over the head and out of bounds. Ball back. Ball back to Mount Olive with the throw in. Throw in temporarily intercepted by the Crusaders, but nothing going now. Mount Olive still with the ball. Referee calling a foul now on the Crusaders. Trojans with a free kick right at midfield. Ball sent into the attack zone. Good defense again by the Crusaders, bringing it back out. Referee calling holding again on North Greenville. Giving the ball back to the Crusaders. And we're back into action. Deep ball sent in. Varzola goes over and tracks it down. I think they had another offsides there. North Greenville with a free kick. Barzola sends it over to the left side. Long kick into the attack zone now by the Crusaders. Headed back out by Mount Olive. Kept in bounds. And eventually kicked out by Mount Olive. Free throw in by the Crusaders. Quick throw in. And Mount Olive quickly steps in front of that one. Mount Olive sends the ball down. Trevor Knight with the ball. Quick call by the official, and they're going to call it on the Trojans, so it's going to be North Greenville ball. Quick kick up to midfield, bringing it now across, trying to send it into the attack zone. Ball pinballed around at midfield. Long high kick brought down by the Trojans and set back up. Once again, North Greenville Crusaders showing more defense now in the neutral zone. A lot of sliding kicks at midfield. Finally, the Crusaders come up with the ball. Another sliding kick. And Mount Olive with the ball. Taken away now by the Crusaders. Brady with the ball, sends it back. Becerra sends the ball over to the left side. Finally tracked down. Molina has the ball, kicked it over. Looking for something to set up now.
Stay in there. Sebastian, stay in there. Come on, boy. Hey, Casey.
Lynn tried to get the ball in where he could get a shot on goal. Kicked out of bounds by Mount Olive, so it'll be a North Greenville corner kick. Once again, North Greenville with no one in front of the goal. Everybody's out about 20 feet. High kick, nothing there. Oh, a kick by North Greenville Crusaders off the crossbar. Just like in the women's game, just inches too high. And it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Mejia with the ball with the free kick. Best attempt tonight by the Crusaders to try to get that ball in. Once again, about 3 inches too high. North Greenville intercepts the ball, tries to get back into the attack zone. They do. Tracking it down now. 2 defenders and a trip up. The official points to the ground and says North Greenville free kick. Looks like everyone's okay on the far side. Once again, terrific defense by Mount Olive in the attack zone. Ball sent through and misplayed. Mount Olive steals the ball back. Knight sends it back to his player. Now North Greenville takes it back. Mount Olive sends the ball down to midfield again. Headed back. And North Greenville Crusaders pick up the ball. Try to get something set up. Sent into the corner. Lynn tracked it down. Mount Olive kicked the ball out of bounds, and North Greenville is going to have another corner kick. And he just kicks it in briefly and quickly stolen away by the Trojans. Up to Knight again. Knight with the ball, good footwork. Waiting on some help. Sends it forward now. Barzola with the ball. Sends the ball up to midfield again. Out of the attack zone. Crusaders send the ball up, send it back. Quickly tracked down, kept in bounds. Ball back to Barzola. We've played 10 minutes now into the second half. North Greenville seems to be in no hurry, down 4 goals. But they are trying to get into the attack zone now. And kick the ball out of bounds, going to go over to the Trojans. Trojans with the throw in on the far side. And as expected, they're in no hurry. Long throw in now into the attack zone. As 1 player there, 3 defenders. The ball is out of bounds off of a Mount Olive player. Sideline throw in by the Crusaders. Crusaders keep it inbound. Send it up into the attack zone and just rolls out of bounds at the last moment. Almost had a player to get to the ball with a 2-on-2 breakaway. But the ball goes back over to Mount Olive, and they'll throw the ball back in. A header up toward the attack zone, headed back. Ball being kicked straight up in the air by both teams. Finally, North Greenville has it briefly. Turns it back over to Mount Olive. And they'll send the ball over to midfield and try to set something up. Now they've got a runner coming in on the near side. That's Gilliam. Long kick to the far side. Barzola with a good stop. tried to get another goal, and Barzolo was right there to grab the ball. Keeps the score at 4-0. North Greenville now with the long kick up toward the attack zone. Sends the ball back to midfield. Becerra with the ball, sends it over to the far side. Back to Becerra. Over to Evans. Up in the attack zone. Good footwork. And a shot on goal. And Mejia was right there once again. Mejia throws the ball down this time into the neutral zone. Mount Olive with the ball. They send it over to the near side where they have a player on a partial breakaway. Barzola with the ball, and he couldn't stop it. It ricocheted off, and the other Crusader could not get to it, right in the goal. The 5th goal for the Trojans now, 5-0. This goal coming with 32:30 left on the clock. Barzolo had a chance at the ball, but it just spun off of him and had that forward spin and just rolled right into the net over his shoulder.
Goal by number 28, Luis Zabera.
Crusaders now with the ball at midfield again. Referee calls a penalty and gives the ball back to North Greenville. North Greenville finally into the attack zone. Going player to player, sends it back out, try to set something up now. Quinn sends the ball in deep, and Mejia jumps and grabs the ball. Mejia with the long throw to the right again. North Greenville sends the ball back to Barzolo. Let him set it up again. Great defense again by the Trojans. The 5 goals scored by the Trojans are scored by 5 different players. No one has 2 goals. Referee trying to set something up now for a free kick. And the Trojans send it over to midfield. Setting up the neutral zone play again. They've been doing that all night. Usually ends up with a long kick into the attack zone. North Greenville trying to get defense. Penalty called, giving a free kick to the Crusaders. Mount Olive Casale with 3 shots now, no goals. But he leads the team in shots. Oh, I'm sorry, he's tied with Trevor Knight, has 3 as well. Long kick, and Mejia picks up the ball and kicks it down to midfield. Crusaders quickly kicking the ball out of bounds. Mount Olive looking for the right players now. Get it set up. Gilliam throwing the ball in. Good defense by the Crusaders. Crusaders trying to set something up in the neutral zone. Finally get it up over midfield. 2 players collide, and North Greenville does get it into the attack zone, into the corner. Long high kick. Finally back to one of the Crusaders. Tries to send it over to another player. Gets intercepted. Mount Olive with the ball. Now sent back to Mejia. Mejia kicks it back.
Get outside you, Johnny. Go win that ball.
Ball is intercepted now by the Crusaders. See if they can get something set up. Referee calls a halt. Penalty on the Trojans. North Greenville will have the free kick. Just inside the attack zone. Free kick taken by Molina. See if Molina goes to another player or tries to get it into the net. Here's the kick. Tries to send it over for a header and missed the player, and the ball trickles out of bounds on the far side. Referee signals Crusader ball. They'll have a throw in on the far side now. Trying to set up a play, getting the right players in position. Nobody seems to want it over there. Almost a dead ball. Referee says out of bounds. Crusader ball again. Now kick midfield. Headed over by the Trojans back to a North Greenville player. Now sent into the corner. Referee once again calling a penalty on the Trojans. Giving North Greenville a free kick from near the corner. I don't think the Trojans are real concerned about the penalties right now. Crusaders setting up a header and a call by the official against the Crusaders now, giving a free kick to the Trojans. Don't know what the penalty was. I assume it was a push-off by one of the Crusaders. Kind of like an offensive foul in basketball. Long kick now past midfield, over everybody's head. Kicked back by the Crusaders. Good attempt to bring it forward. Gets kicked out of bounds by the Trojans. Free throw in by the Crusaders. Now kicks it forward to the attack zone. Crusaders trying to send the ball through. Becerra with the ball sends it on up. Can't find number 6, Lind. And the ball is quickly kicked out of bounds as a defensive measure from the Trojans. And we have another throw in on the near side. Marmolejo throws the ball in. North Greenville trying to set something up. And once again, kick out of bounds off of a Trojan player. Throw in does find a Crusader player and quickly kicked and high and a header, another header, and back to a Greenville player, kicked over. Good defense by the Trojans, finally kicking it back to Knight at midfield. Knight with good footwork sends it over. And here come the Trojans once again. They enter the attack zone. Alex Anderson tried to get the ball in. Finally does get it into the corner. Kick to the middle. And a shot on goal. But Barzola was there with a quick throw out. Midfield. Long kick into the attack zone. Headed back by the Trojans. Picked up by Marmolejo and sent back in. Now back into the attack zone again. A kick toward the net was blocked by one of the Trojan players. And the Crusaders are going to make wholesale changes. 3 substitutions now coming in. Number 12, Inman. Number 16, Woodington. And number 7, Tarpanian. All entered now for the Crusaders. Mejia gets the ball out. And the Trojans just kick the ball around in their zone. North Greenville playing more defense now than they were in the first half. The Trojans happy with just kicking the ball around, keeping it away from the Crusaders. Tried to get the ball into the attack zone. Now they do enter the attack zone. Kept in on the far side. Long kick toward the goal, but it goes out of bounds. And they say it's off of a Crusader. It's going to set up, I think, a corner kick. They will have a corner kick now. Let's see if they can set something up. The Trojans have not been very well with the corner kicks. All their goals have been coming off of plays right in front of the net, but not off of corner kicks. Ball is kicked in to the center. 2 players, 3 players collide. Long kick up in the air. 2 more players hit the deck. I believe we have a tripping call and a yellow card. Yellow card on one of the Crusader players. Trojans will have the free kick now. Clock is stopped at 22:03 left in the game. Once again, 5-0. Long kick toward the net is blocked. Another call, this time against the Trojans. And the Crusaders will have the ball. Ball comes to the near side now. Long kick into the attack zone, headed back out. Once again, the Crusaders intercept briefly. And the Trojans get the ball back and go back on offense in the defensive zone. Once again, the Crusaders becoming more aggressive on defense. Ball down in the attack zone. Good defense again. This is going to go out of bounds and give the Trojans a corner kick. As we approach the 21-minute mark left in the ball game. Trojans trying to get the right players in the right positions. Long kick in front of the net. Headed out by one of the Crusaders. And picked up by the Crusaders. Stolen away with a slide by one of the Trojans. And then he promptly gives it away to a Crusader again, who kicks it out of bounds. Gives the ball back to the Trojans on a side throw-in. Just when it looked like the Crusaders might have something going, they turned it back over. Quick throw-in now to the center. Trojans still have it in the attack zone. Kick in toward the end and out of bounds. And they'll give a free kick to Parzolo. Parzolo tees the ball up in the corner of the box again. And a long kick right out to midfield. Misses everyone. Finally gets headed down toward the Greenville side. Kick back. And the Trojans come back on attack. Ball now down in the corner. 2 defenders and a trip. No call. Another trip and a call this time on the Trojans, giving the ball to the Crusaders. Barzola will make the kick in on the far side. Neither team in any hurry to set up. Kick out to midfield again. Is headed back. And an offside called on the Trojans once again. Barzola sends the ball in to the far side. Crusaders trying to set something up at midfield. Finally get the ball into the attack zone. In the corner. Crusaders trying to get something set up in front. A kick. And I believe it went over the net. Might have been blocked. It was. There's going to be a corner kick now for the Crusaders. Need to get something going here, just down to the 18 minutes left in the game. Referee trying to calm things down in front of the net. Long kick right in front of the net. Headed by the Crusader to another Crusader in front and kicks it over the net. No goal. Ball now back to Mejia for a free kick. He sends the ball in, back to Mejia. Mejia kicks it back over to the right side again. Good footwork. Back this time to the near side. A little keep away. Ball sent back to Mejia. Mejia kicks it over to his right. Once again, a little keep away. Ball sent in to the far side now. Now entering the attack zone. Trojans send the ball down toward the right corner. Kick to the middle. And I believe they called an offside once again on the Trojans. Barzola with the free kick now in front of his net. Kicks it out to the left side. Crusaders bring it up on the left side, back to Mejia. Back to Barzola. Kicks the ball back this way. Kept in bounds. Sent forward. Long kick into the attack zone, but right to one of the Trojans. He lets it go right to Mejia. Mejia picks the ball up and sends it back in. Pressing defense now by the Crusaders. And the Trojans are just playing keep away. Trojans now send the ball back to Mejia over to the far side. Now back to the middle. Defense handling the ball very well for the Trojans. Get it out of the attack zone. Now up to midfield. Misplayed on the far side, out of bounds. Throw in for the Crusaders. Throw in is misplayed. Trojans intercepted the ball and kicked it out of bounds, and they called a penalty on one of the Crusaders. They're going to give the ball to the Trojans just outside of their attack zone. Ball now in play over to the far side, back to the middle. Referee again blows the whistle. And again on the Crusaders, going to give the Trojans a free kick right at midfield. They send it into the attack zone, headed out of bounds, and a free throw in for the Trojans on the near side. Gilliam will throw the ball in. Missed his receiver. Ball taken over by the Crusaders. Now up to midfield, sent deep into the attack zone. Two players running after the ball. Trojans pick it up. Once again, Trojans playing keep away. Crusaders trying to play defense. Trojans just always seem to be finding the uncovered player. Kicked out of bounds now, and it's going to be a throw in for the Crusaders. They get the ball in. Out of bounds. Ball given over to the Trojans. Again, we have some substitutions coming in.
Coming into the game for your Crusaders is number 6, Jonathan Lynn.
Jonathan Lynn coming in, along with number 27, Soares Van Eck.
Entering the game for the Trojans is number 15, Andrew Yarnell.
Yarnell in now for the Trojans, getting some fresh legs in. Yarnell kicks the ball over to center, back over to the near side. Now played to the middle and picked off by the Crusaders. Back to Barzolo. Barzolo will pick the ball up, and the defender has to turn and go back. Now he drop kicks the ball well past center, headed back into the attack zone by the Trojans and back to Mejia. Referee blows the whistle. Another substitution.
Coming into the game for the Trojans is number 1, Nick Bernsdorf. Number 12, Nathan Pike. And number 33, Andrew Martin.
Bernsdorf is in the game. He's normally a goalkeeper, but he's playing the field now. He's listed as a backup goalkeeper. Ball sent deep now into the corner in the attack zone for the Trojans, and the player is quickly dumped. And another penalty on the Crusaders. Question on the field now. Clock stopped at 12:12. Now the clock starts again. One referee indicating offside. The referee's going to give the ball now to one of the Trojans on the penalty. Apparently the penalty trumped the offsides. Trojans send the ball in now in front of the net, looking for a header. Referee on the far side indicating an offside again and no goal. Barzolo rolls the ball back into the field and tees it up again in the corner. Clock is quickly winding down on the Crusaders now, down 5 goals. Just about 11 minutes to play in the game. Perfect temperature for soccer with 71 degrees right now. Not too hot, not too cold. Crusaders send the ball now into the attack zone, looking for a player down there, finally finds him. Quick kick that is picked up by Mejia. Played the angle perfectly. And he will now get a roll in. Rolls into the near side, over to the middle. Back to the near side again. Garrett sends it back over to Mejia. He'll kick it back to Garrett again. Now sends it forward, kick back in the corner. Again, just keep away, back to Mejia, who kicks it out of the attack zone. The Trojans going after the ball. They do get it. To the near side now. Garrett kicks it deep in the attack zone. One player there, but Crusaders managed to get to the ball first and kick it back out. Trojan hitter back to the center. Again, they have the ball, and again, they're playing keep away. Garrett sends it back. Back to the middle. Good footwork again by the Trojans. Garrett sends it down deep, taken away by the Crusaders. High kick is out of bounds.
Coming into the game for your Crusaders is number 23, James Miller.
James Miller now is going to go in goal. Mejia is going to come out. I'm sorry, that's Barzola that comes out. Crusaders with a goaltender change. Actually, Mejia does come out, and they're making a change there too. Ball is kicked now into the Crusaders' attack zone and quickly kicked out of bounds by the Trojans. Another throw in for Greenville. Looking for the right player, finally gets it into the attack zone. Good footwork again. Ball sent to the middle, again blocked out by the Trojans. Back to North Greenville in the corner. Tried to kick it back toward the front of the net. Ball is kicked toward the goal, but the new goalkeeper grabs the ball and kicks it deep past midfield and headed back to Miller. And Miller headers it again over to one of the North Greenville players who headers it. Ball still being kicked around. Crusaders finally track the ball down. But they give it right back to the Trojans again in the far corner. Kick to the middle is headed out. North Greenville now running to the midfield area, kicks it forward, but right to Garrett. Back to Garrett. And again, they'll play keep away. Now they got it into the attack zone. Single player gets tracked down. Kicks, it's over to the midsection and another goal. Sent it right to the offensive player right in front of the net. Left-footed kick right into the goal. At the 7:13 to go mark, and the game is now 6-0 in favor of the University of Mount Olive Trojans. More substitutions for North Greenville as they take over the ball at midfield now. Kick the ball back.
Crusaders is number 24, Cameron Ward.
Long kick into the attack zone. Headed up, knee and foot, but taken back over by the Trojans. North Greenville gets to the ball first. Keep the ball alive. Number 24, Ward, getting the ball back into midfield. Becerra is sending the ball back in. And he gets tripped up and the ball taken away. No call on the play. Long kick. And the North Greenville goaltender right there to pick the ball up. Throws it back in. And North Greenville will bring it out of the attack zone. North Greenville trying to set something up down at midfield. Long kick back into their attack zone. One player running after the ball, headers it. Tries to get it before it goes out. He does. And it rolls right to their new goalkeeper. Throws it back in. Trojans send the ball in, and they have another offside. North Greenville will take over the ball. 5.5 minutes to go. And the clock stops. Referee signals for the clock to start now. And the ball is in play. Long header by one of the Trojans. And out of bounds off one of the Crusaders. Trojan throw in on the near side. Trojans still playing keep away, accidentally kicks it out of bounds, giving it back to North Greenville. Just now under 5 minutes to go in the game, and another substitution. Evan Mills is now in for the Crusaders. Looks like the coach is giving some of the reserve players a chance now, get them some playing time. Miller kicks the ball up to midfield. Evans kicks it on up. Back to Evans again. Long kick into the attack zone. Picked up by the goalkeeper. High kick right to midfield. Trojans now with the ball in their attack zone. Send it over to the far side. Header up, and Miller grabs the ball. North Greenville trying to get it across midfield now. Tracking it down. They do send it across. Ball now in the attack zone. And a foul. No foul called. Referee raised a flag, but nothing was called there. Crusaders trying to send the ball around for somebody to get a shot on goal. They finally do, but it's well over the goal. Six goals for the Trojans. Nothing on the board for the Crusaders. And Bernsdorf will kick the ball out of his end zone. High kick and a high header. Finally tracked down. Crusaders get the ball, send it forward. Now attacking on the far side. Get it into the attack zone. Good defense, even with the 6-goal lead. Once again, the Crusaders steal the ball away, get a chance here. No shot yet, and stolen away by the Trojans. Oh, kick toward the goal, comes off the side post and out of bounds for the Trojans. Once again, a kick that was just 3 inches off. They're able to give him a corner kick. I think he's going to run the clock down a little bit here because there's 2 offensive players finally getting into the attack zone. He'll just pass the ball in. Quick kick up. Miller grabs the ball. 1:40 left in the game. Yarnell for the Trojans now has 2 goals. Sliding kick. Now back to North Greenville into the attack zone. Good defense again by the Trojans. The ball kicked forward, headed back out. Trojans trying to get the ball out of the attack zone. And they finally do.
1 minute.
Long kick. Offside called again. No goal. No goal. Ball did go into the net, but he kicked it after the offside signal, so no goal. Miller will send the ball back down now. Another kick by the Crusaders toward the net, but again high. And we have a Crusader player on the ground. And the referee just walks away. The 2 goals by Yarnell are his 2 goals on the year for the Mount Olive. But a penalty on the play gives a free kick. Lind is going to get a free kick right in front of the goal. And it is saved. It is blocked and saved by Bernsdorf. 1-on-1, and Bernsdorf just kicks it right out of bounds. Another call against the Trojans. Again, we're down to 20 seconds. Referee blows the whistle, stopping the clock at 18.2 seconds. Giving North Greenville another kick. Winding down to the end, and a header toward the goal is stopped again by Barnsdorf. And a high kick back to midfield. Just as the clock is about to expire, Miller with the ball, rolls to the far side, and the game is over. A great victory by Mount Olive tonight, 6-0.
I'd like to thank you for attending today's match. As you leave the stadium, North Greenville asks that you would pick up any trash that you see to keep our campus beautiful. May God bless you, and go Crusaders.
Mount Olive now is going to go to 2-8-1 on the season. North Greenville 1-9-1. The Trojans' next game will be 10-17 against Chowan, and they'll have 1 game left on the season. North Greenville has a game at Southern Wesleyan on the 22nd, and that'll be their last game of the season. Waiting on the stats to update here. I think we've got the final stats for the game. Shots on goal for UMO 16. 15 of those were on net. NGU 12 shots with 7 on net. NGU with 9 saves. UMO with 7. Corner kicks were even at 5. Fouls were close. UMO 11, North Greenville 12. UMO had 6 offsides. I knew they had quite a few, but I didn't know it was 6. Goal scorers for UMO. Trevor Knight with 1. Alexanders 1. Zibaris with 1. Yarnell with his 2 on the season. And Anthony Wren with 1. North Greenville had multiple players with 2 shots on goal, or 2 shots. Van Eck had 2, Molina had 2, and Brady had 2. Several players on the North Greenville side with 1. Time of the game, 1 hour and 55 minutes. We had a good crowd tonight. Shows the attendance at 93. Once again, another beautiful night here, 70 degrees and overcast. But we're about to wrap this one up. Again, a good win by Mount Olive Trojans, 6-0. We appreciate you joining us on the North Greenville Sports Network today. Once again, a nice doubleheader, women and men's teams. Remind you that we will be back on the air again Wednesday from Hayes Gymnasium with women's volleyball. I'm Dave Parson, and I will join you on Wednesday. We should have Grace Sutherland back with us by then. For myself, Dave Parson, Alan Cahaley, Will Cahaley, and all of the North Greenville sports team, we wish you a good night, and we will see you again on Wednesday. God bless.